Look, I know a lot of you out there are vehemently against remakes, and I've shared my thoughts numerous times here on the show about remakes, but from time to time, it's hard to argue that a certain remake gets announced and it kind of seems like a good idea. And to me, this is one of those because it's a property from 1986 that has a cult following and an interesting premise, but it isn't such a massive Hollywood success film that a ton of people today are even going to recognize it. Also, it's horror, and that's typically the safest genre to redo. Jason Emmett here, this is the Movie Mix, and in 1986, a horror film was released that told the tale of a group of people who accidentally released the spirit of an evil presence while using a Ouija board at a party. There's a lot to say. The film, which starred Todd Allen and Tawny Katane, was far from a massive hit, but it did earn more than it cost, and again, it was the 80s, and people loved these cheesy horror flicks, which is why there were 2 sequels to this movie. This movie was called Witchboard. Now, similar to another film we discussed here on the mix, the Toxic Avenger remake, the redo of Witchboard was actually filmed and premiered between 2023 and 2024, according to the handful of critics who actually got to see it last year at Fantasia International Film Festival. It's an overall good flick, and as of right now, the rating it currently holds on Rotten Tomatoes is 100%. So why haven't we seen it? Well, like I said, the Toxic Avenger, this one's a lot like that. It needed to find distribution, and now it has. We're going to give you the release date, no worries, but first let's tell you about the plot of the new movie and the details as we know them. So this remake was written and directed by Chuck Russell, who has a pretty good track record that includes A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the 88 remake of The Blob, which I absolutely love, The Mask, the Jim Carrey one, and The Scorpion King. This time around, the film will star Jamie Campbell Bower, you might know from the Twilight movies. Oh, and he played some little character called Vecna on some little show called Stranger Things. We also have Madison Eisman from the Jumanji films, and of course a few others. Now, what we've heard about the plot, it's pretty different than the original. The remake is going to focus on a group of friends who open a cafe together in the French Quarter. While renovating, they discover a pendulum board. Someone uses it, and you guessed it, evil gets out. But that isn't where this one ends. From what we've heard, there's a much deeper story attached that deals with ancient bloodlines, a witch coven, and the fight for someone's immortal soul. Now, as I said, the movie was filmed way back in 2023, and there is a trailer available. You can go watch it right now. It's actually been available for some time. It actually looks like a really fun movie, and yeah, I kind of want to see it. Honestly, I welcome these sort of horror films from my youth. Growing up in the late 80s and in the 90s, we had all sorts of horror films with, smaller casts and smaller budgets, and good or bad, because we definitely had both, we grew to love these movies, and this one is giving me a similar vibe to the ones we used to go check out in high school. So the movie's going to be released by Gala Films, and you can expect it to hit the big screen on August 15th of this year. Yeah, at the end of this summer, 2025. Anyway, guys, drop your thoughts down in the comments below. Have you seen the full trailer for this one, and are you interested in checking it out? When it hits theaters. Also, please possess that subscribe button before you get out of here. That would be great. And until our next video, guys, stay awesome.